Hey everybody, Carol here. Welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I am prepping 6 round coaster molds with tape, making sure there's no fuzzies in there. And I'm mixing up 6 ounces of resin with a beautiful mica powder called Deep Sky Blue by Noddway. And I'm just using it as a base, as a background basically, for my experiment where I'm going to try to create 6 different galaxies and have them look 3D. So we'll see how I do with that. Now, this is still Famowood resin, so that gives me a whole 10 minutes of working time. So as I've said before, I wouldn't recommend it for projects, but I knew I was going to do this in layers, so I wasn't too worried. I knew I could handle it. So I really just spread this all out, and then I covered it over, and I let it cure for, I think I did this overnight before I moved on to my next step. I will put everything in the description below that I used. So, and I learned my lesson using a heat gun here to blow the bubbles out, not a torch. If you all saw my last resin video, I did set one coaster on fire with a torch. So, not going to do that again. I learned my lesson there. And I'm just going around. And you can see it's blowing around and then it's just popping all the bubbles. Put a top on it. And then next, I grab this little mold I have here of a bunch of tiny different shapes. A lot of them look like planets. There's a half moon, star, and other things. So I started filling them up with 3 different colors of alcohol ink, boisenberry, fiesta, and gumball, all made by Ranger. I'm not going to make you watch me do each one with a dropper. I also added some of my ultrafine transparent angel dust sparkle in each one. So there you go. I put a top on it and let that sit till I was ready the next day. So now here we are. I've got some Liquitex glaze medium, okay, mixing that with my metallic white. Now, the reason for using glazing medium is that it will thin things out and make them look transparent without breaking down the pigment or having it run all over, like when you thin paints down with water, like a watercolor kind of a look. And what's really nice about this is that I'm not going to make you watch me do every painstaking little thing, and you're just looking at 3 coasters. There's another 3. But I go back in after this with some colors after I throw down a little more of my ultrafine transparent angel dust art glitter, which is from Barbara Trombley. I've had it so long I can't even tell you if you can find it anymore, but I'm sure there's other beautiful ultrafine transparent glitters out there. So I will put that on here, let it dry for 15-20 minutes, and then I came back in with more of the Liquitex glaze, which you will see, and I used the 3 colors to get my tints on top of all that white. So I used blue violet flash, I used pink flash, and I used some metallic gold paint. And all I did was the same thing I did here, mixed it all with the Liquitex glazing medium so that it became transparent. And you'll see when I do it, the effect. It does not cover up what's underneath it because you can see through it. Now see, here's the 3 colors and there's the glazing medium. And it truly acts as a tint without changing the tone of the color. If I wanted to just put a light color down and slightly tint it, and I mixed it with white, it would be pastel. Well, I didn't want a pastel pink. I wanted that pink flash to look like pink flash, but I didn't want it to cover up what was beneath it. So there you go. And it's a really cool effect, and it's a great way to come back into your dried paintings that maybe there's a whole lot of white, not a lot of color that came through in areas where you can touch things up using the glazing medium and some color and be able to put back in some subtle hints of color where you want them. So it's a good little trick that I've used many times. As you can see, I'm only showing you these 3 coasters, but this is what I'm doing. And you can see how it's tinting the white, but not obscuring the white, which is what I really liked. And then after I do this, I will come in with a little more of my favorite glitter. And then I have some little bit chunkier glitter, just a yellow glitter and like a magenta, purpley red color glitter that I also use. And they're kind of nondescript. They came as samples, so I can't even tell you where they're from. But they're just basic glitters. I just wanted things to be sparkly and pop. Then after that, I'm going to let it sit again for another half hour or so to let all of this dry. Then I'm going to come back in and you'll see I just mixed up another 6 ounces of resin and put that down in each one just to be a little base for what I'm going to do next. Now, I don't know if I've done some steps here maybe that I didn't need to do, but I'm learning, and you know, this is my first attempt. So next time, maybe I'll be able to save myself some extra aggravation. I don't know. But the reason I only put down a little bit, which you will see next, is because I am going to use those little tiny shapes that I have now popped out of the molds. And I'm going to adhere them. So I'm just using this resin kind of as a glue. I was afraid that if I put things down and flooded the coaster mold with resin, that they would not stay, that they would float or move. So I did it this way, and I let them sit for, I don't know, it was a few hours, I think. And I believe I did a little more glitter again because that's what I do. And then I came back in with a clear coat that just covered them. And then I did this. After that dried in a couple hours, I came back in with the metallic white, and this time I mixed it with Liquitex iridescent medium so that it would leave a nice iridescent sparkle to it. So as you watch this, let me just say welcome back to my loyal subscribers. And if it's your first time here and you like what you see, I hope you'll give me a thumbs up, maybe make a comment, and please subscribe to my channel. It's free. Click the bell and you will get future notifications every time I put up a new video. I do acrylics, I do embellishments, I do resin, and I'm just getting into more and more mixed media as I go. So hopefully everyone's staying safe and finding some maybe creative outlet to manage your stress level if you're stressed or depressed. And it's a hard time right now with a lot of people still in lockdown. So I just hope that you're finding creative ways to relieve that stress and boredom, because I know art really, really helps me get through a lot of things. I just get lost in it, and then I just feel better. So I don't know if I needed to do that other layer separately when I put down those little moons and planets, but it just seemed like the thing to do to adhere it, and then put another little layer over that before I did this painting here. And now you see I'm just putting in little stars using a toothpick, just trying to get some different little effects here. And then once again, off camera, I came back in a couple hours later and put down about an ounce of clear in each one. I don't make you have to watch me do that. And there's that glitter I told you about again. But that's what I did, and that was the final coat. And once I'm done all of this, I will take you right to the unmolding, which was the next day, maybe 18 hours later. I didn't wait a full 24 because it was a very thin coating on the top, and the other layers had been drying for a lot longer. So there you go. Now for the unmolding, here we go. So very exciting. I'm really excited. The back looks great. Very little filing needed, if any at all. Each coaster looking like a different type of galaxy. Like this is our spiral galaxy. That's what our galaxy looks like. But there's all kinds. And coming up in the other three that you will see unmolded, there's one where I even put a quasar in, which is an energy burst from a black hole in the center. And when you see that one, it actually looks like there's an air bubble. Look at that. See that? That does not exist, and I don't know what that is, because you won't see it again in any of the other pictures. So here they are, close up, one at a time. I think they came out pretty cool for my first attempt. I'm really proud of these. They're really neat. And it was a lot of fun. It really was. I'm going to try it again, maybe do something different. And here comes the other one. No bubble. Look at this. See? Do you see a bubble? I don't. Anyway, this was fun. Please take care. Until next time, stay safe, be kind, and have a great day.